Hello, my friend! Hey, what's up? Not much. What are you doing tonight? I'm having dinner with Peter and Francis. They arrived in Bogota last night. Will you come with us? I'm sure they will love to see you. Oh, that is so cool. Thanks for inviting me, but I have no money. I am broke. Don't worry, I'll pay for your food and your drinks, and we'll have a lot of fun. That is so nice. I promise I'll pay you back next week. I'll call you back later with all the details. I don't know where, but I'm going to have a haircut before I have dinner with you guys. Alright, see you tonight!
Hello guys and welcome to the future. What are we going to do today? What is the objective of this class? We're going to learn different ways to talk about the future in English. We're going to use different grammar structures to talk about what might happen or what are our plans for the future. But before we continue, it is very important that you use the dictionary to find the meaning of the following words. We have schedule, intention, arrangement, prediction, promise, agree, refuse, and request. These words, this vocabulary is really important for the work we're going to do today. So, are you ready? Did you find the meaning of these words in the dictionary? If you have, we can continue. We're going to use these three grammar structures to talk about the future. But what are the uses of these three grammar structures in terms of the future? We use be going to talk about intentions or predictions. We use the present continuous to describe arrangements. And we use will for spontaneous decisions, offerings, agreeing or refusing, promises, requests, and predictions too. Let's see the first one. Be going to and intentions. An intention is an activity in the future that you want to do or that you have planned. It's an activity that you have planned. It's something you wish to do, but you don't know if it's going to happen. For example, we're going to buy a new car next month. This is something we're planning to do. Probably we have the money. Probably we need a new car. So we say that we're going to buy a new car next month. But it's an activity that we wish to do. It's more like a desire. I'm going to work in a bank when I leave school. I don't know exactly what's going to happen in the future, but I know that my plan is to work in a bank. So I'm going to work in a bank when I leave school is what I say to tell people that I have an intention. In the new year, I'm going to stop eating so much junk. So this is my New Year resolution. So I use be going to say that this is my plan, to say that this is what I want to do in the new year. He's not going to have dinner with his wife. He has other plans. The other plan is to work. He has to work. So he's going to have dinner. This is his plan. I'm not going to watch TV until my science project is finished. So first, I'm going to finish my project, and then my plan is to watch TV. First project, then TV, because this is what I want to do. Are you going to play basketball after school? I'm using this question to ask about the other person's intention. I'm going to use this question to ask what the other person wants to do. What are you going to have for lunch today? I know that the person is planning to have lunch, so I want to know what is his intention for lunch. So this is the way we use be going to for intentions. Remember that we have to conjugate the verb to be, so we use subject plus be conjugated, the conjugation of verb to be, And then we use going to. Don't forget this. This is really important. And then we have arrangements that we express with the present continuous. What is an arrangement? Well, an arrangement is an activity that you have thought about, that you have discussed with someone else, and you have scheduled, so you know exactly when this is going to happen. So this is not only a plan. This is something else, something more than a plan. And we use the present continuous to talk about arrangements. For example, I'm meeting my mother at the airport. She already bought her ticket. I know exactly when she's coming. So I'm meeting her at the airport. Or grandparents are visiting us this Christmas. Or grandparents made the plans, they talked to our parents, they bought a ticket, maybe they're coming on a train or they're flying on an airplane, and we know that they are visiting us. It's scheduled, it's already programmed. I'm playing tennis with Son Jik. We already have a date. We talked on the phone, maybe, and we said, we want to play tennis next week. So we schedule the activity and it's going to happen, so we use the present continuous. My sister is cutting her hair tomorrow. She has an appointment with a hairdresser. She found the hairdresser and she said, I want to cut my hair. And it says Friday at 3. So she is cutting her hair because it's scheduled. We use the present continuous to talk about these kind of activities that have already been scheduled. Do you know if Alison is speaking at the conference next week? So I'm using this question to try to find out if Alison's conference has already been scheduled. Remember that we use the present continuous to emphasize on the fact that something has already been scheduled, so we know when the activity is going to happen. Will is used for many things. The first one is for spontaneous decisions. The auxiliary verb will is used to make statements at the time of speaking or making a spontaneous decision, an action you haven't planned. Arrangements are planned, intentions are plans, but spontaneous decisions are not planned. For example, oh, I left the door open, I'll go and close it. I just remember that the door is open, so I spontaneously decide to go and close it. I'll go and close it. So in this case, we use will. Did you phone Ruth? No, I forgot. I'll phone her right now. We use will to state or to say what we have just decided to do. It's not an action plan, it's something we've just decided. We also use will to talk about offerings, agreeing, or refusing to do something. That bag looks heavy. I'll help you with it. I'm offering another person to help him or her with the bag because the bag is heavy, so that's an offer. I need some money. Don't worry, I'll lend you some. I use will to say that I'm offering somebody to give him or her money. And that's why we use will. Agreeing or refusing to do something. So agreeing means saying yes, or refusing means saying no. But in this case, it's to do something. You know that book I lent you? Can I have it back? Of course. I'll bring it back. Yes, I'll do it. I'll bring you back the book. Agreeing to do something. I've asked John to help me, but he won't. He said no. He won't help me means that he is refusing to help me. The car won't start. The car is refusing to start. It doesn't work. So we use will not or won't to say that someone or something is refusing to do something. That is also an activity in the future. And finally, we use will for promises or for requests. Promising to do something. Thank you for lending me the money. I'll pay you back on Friday. I am making a commitment to pay the money on Friday, so I use will. I won't tell Tom what you said. I promise. Because this is a promise, I use won't. Will not. I promise I'll call you as soon as I arrive. I am promising to do something, so I use will. And also we use will for requests, asking someone to do something. Will you close the door, please? This is a request. This is you asking someone to do something. Or will you please be quiet? I am trying to concentrate. That this is a request. I am asking someone to do something for me. And finally, remember that we use be going to and will to make predictions about the future. Maybe we think that something is possible in the future. Maybe we think that something is true in the future. Maybe we think that something is going to happen in the future. We can talk about it. We can state it using be going to and will. When the speaker is making a prediction, a statement about something she or he thinks will be true or will occur in the future, either will or be going to is possible. According to the weather report, it will be cloudy tomorrow. According to the weather report, it's going to be cloudy tomorrow. These two sentences are fine, and there's no difference in meaning between the two of them. Be careful, you'll hurt yourself. Or watch out, you're going to hurt yourself. So these two, you'll hurt yourself and you're going to hurt yourself, are sentences that are used to make a prediction. There is no difference in meaning and they are fine sentences. Remember that we use be going to state predictions or intentions. We use present continuous for arrangements, and we use will for spontaneous decisions, offerings, agreeing or refusing, promises, requests, and predictions. So, do you understand the difference between an intention and an arrangement? I hope that you let me know if you have comments or questions, and thank you very much for your attentions. See you in class. Bye bye.